Isla and her family managed to get to Japan this summer on holiday. Even though none of their family could actually read Japanese, they had no problems at all trying to figure out how to get around thanks to real-time translation of Japanese into English using a mobile application that uses deep learning to translate in real time. Deep learning is a type of machine learning made up through structures called artificial neural networks. Artificial neural networks within deep learning use algorithms that are inspired by the structure of the human brain. Deep learning has become very popular in recent years. One of the reasons for this is because it's highly accurate. You don't have to understand which features are best representing of the objects that you're trying to learn. But in a deep learning model, you do need a large amount of data, which means that the model can take a really long time to train. Imagine that we created a machine that could predict the weather to an extremely high level of accuracy. If done using traditional machine learning, we would need to tell the machine the features that classify or help identify different types of weather. These features could be the temperature, ice cream sales, or any other condition linked to things that we know happen when it's raining or if it's sunny. With deep learning, on the other hand, the features are picked out by the neural network without human intervention. Of course, that kind of independence comes at a cost. The cost of needing to have much higher volumes of data to train, and also ensuring we have much higher levels of computational power. Deep learning has a vast scope, but also faces limitations. The first limitation is data. While deep learning is the most efficient way to deal with unstructured data, a neural network requires a massive volume of data to train. Let's assume we always have access to the necessary amounts of data. Processing this amount of data cannot be done on a normal machine. The second limitation is computational power. Training a neural network requires graphical processing units, or GPUs, which have thousands of cores compared to normal CPUs. GPUs are also more expensive and are typically found in video game consoles. The third limitation is training time. Deep neural networks can take hours, days, or even months to train. But time is a reasonable trade-off when compared to its scope. The time increases with the amount of data and number of layers in the artificial neural network. So let's learn from Isla, who is much better at guessing if a picture has a cat or a dog in it than any deep learning computer vision system out there that has been untrained. Isla also has something that machine learning doesn't automatically have, and that is a loving parent or teacher who helps her to learn with nicely labelled examples to learn from. The parent is saying, no, this is a cat, no, this is a dog. But Isla can also make a mistake if she is shown an image that she is not familiar with. However, she is quick enough to learn and not make the same mistake again the next time. Artificial neural networks are smart enough to keep learning and become more smarter each time. Humans like Isla, like me and you, are really good at learning something new with only one or two examples. But a machine struggles to do this. However, machines are amazing at analysing millions of things quickly, something that actually takes humans a long time to do, if at all. AlphaGo, a deep learning system that beat a human at the game Go, was trained by watching tens of millions of players play the game Go. Then this machine played millions of games against itself. Machine learning, and specifically deep learning, allow computers to learn more and more from examples. So where do we see deep learning used today? Deep learning is used in many different areas. Here's a few. In facial recognition, cameras on our smartphones these days can estimate the age of a person based on facial features. Forecasting. Neural networks are trained to understand the patterns and detect the possibility of rainfall or even a rise or fall in stock prices with high levels of accuracy. music composition. Neural networks can even learn patterns in music and train itself enough to compose a fresh tune. Customer support. When most people converse with customer support agents, the conversation seems so real. They don't even realise that it's actually a bot on the other side. In medical care, neural networks can detect cancer cells and analyse MRI images to get detailed results. Considering the future predictions for deep learning and AI, we seem to have only scratched the surface. It's so exciting. There are many things that we as humans know intuitively, and we cannot communicate them verbally. We do not have conscious access to that intuitive knowledge. How can we program computers with that knowledge? The solution is for machines to learn that knowledge by themselves, just as we do, and that is through deep learning. Deep learning is an approach within machine learning that is inspired by the human brain. It started with speech recognition on our mobile phones, with using neural networks since 2012. Shortly after that came a breakthrough in computer vision. Computers can now do a pretty good job of recognizing the content of images. A computer can now get an intuitive understanding of the visual appearance of the Go board itself that is comparable to the best human players in the world. More recently, deep learning has been used to translate from one language to another, and you saw that earlier with Ayla and her family in Japan. This is expanding the computer's ability to understand and generate natural language. Wow, another amazing episode. Our question today comes from Callum Sage, who asks, will deep learning allow machines to think like humans in the near future? Okay, so let's be very clear. We are still very far from a machine that will be as able as humans to learn to master many aspects of our world. Even Ayla, who is 5 years old, is able to learn things in a way that computers are not able to do right now. For example, if Ayla was running and she's about to trip, she knows that she's going to fall down. When she's spilling something out of a glass, she also knows that the result will be a mess. Her parents or teacher do not need to teach her about Newton's laws or differential equations. She discovers all these things herself in an unsupervised way. Humans are much stronger and can learn over many more different aspects of the world in a much more autonomous way, just as we have seen with the child learning about intuitive physics. Callum, thank you for sending us your question and getting involved. If you want to send us your questions, comments, suggestions or ideas, please email tav@planetalks.co.uk. Remember to smash the like and hit the subscribe button so you know when each episode is released. Next time someone asks you what is AI, you can now tell them how the world fits in relation to AI, machine learning and deep learning, and what to use when to solve your problem. Plane Talks episode 7 done. From myself and Ayla, we'll see you all next time.